First-time cruisers often have tons of questions as they prepare for their first cruise. And I get it. It can be very overwhelming and tons of things to consider, especially because cruising is very different from things like all-inclusive resorts, camping, staying at hotels, things like that. Today, I am breaking down the top 5 questions that newbies always have about cruising to really help ease your mind and make sure that you have a fun and unforgettable cruise. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Carrie. I am a cruise addict and travel agent who loves cruising and traveling all over the world and sharing my travel experiences, my top travel tips and tricks, and so much more with you. If you love cruising, make sure to subscribe to my channel as I drop new videos every week and you don't want to miss out. All right, let's get into your top 5 burning questions about cruising. Question number 1, what is included in your cruise fare and what do you have to pay for separately that's going to cost you extra? Now, you just booked your first cruise and you're wondering, what exactly did I just pay for? What's going to be included? Am I going to be nickel and dime for everything? Are there going to be any hidden charges? How much extra am I going to have to pay outside of my base cruise fare that I just paid for? This is a great question. While cruising is absolutely amazing, it's wonderful, I love it, there are a lot of ways that you can spend money that you maybe didn't think of. So let's break down what is included, what's not, and what you can pay for extra if you're feeling a little fancy, want to get a little bougie on your cruise. Let's start with the good stuff where you show up for your cruise with your luggage, a positive attitude, and you're ready to go. The first thing that's included is your stateroom. Whether you have an inside stateroom, a balcony, or you went really bougie and upgraded to a suite. The stateroom is included in your cruise fare, and this does include a daily cleaning, which is nice, right? We're on vacation. We don't have to clean up after ourselves. It's a great part of cruising. You have your bed, towels. There's going to be some bath amenities like shampoo and soap. There's going to be a TV in the room, storage. There is no iron though, but there is a hairdryer that you can use, mini fridge, all the good stuff. Your meals are also included and a lot of them. We're talking like there's some place you can find to eat basically 24/7 on a cruise ship. So you can go ham in that buffet. You've got the main dining room where you can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Then you have your buffet where again, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And a lot of times they have some extended options if you want to pop in there for a snack. You also have your casual spots that I like to call snack shack options. And these are going to be like pizza, sandwiches, burgers, fries. There's going to be salad places, really good options. I love that these are open a lot in the evening times too. Your beverages are going to be included like your water, tea, basic coffee, a lot of times lemonade. Your entertainment is included. This is one of the big reasons people love cruising. You're going to get Broadway shows, comedy, live music. All you have to do is show up, grab a seat, and enjoy the show. The pools, the hot tubs, the sun decks, those are all included. You're going to have a nice sun chair you're going to be able to use, towels, all of that. You don't need to bring anything extra except for your sunscreen, but just enjoy that pool deck. Some activities are also going to be included. These can be things like they have themed parties, arts and crafts, trivia, live music. You're going to be able to find all of these in the daily schedule to find out if there's any activities throughout the day that you want to go to. The kids clubs and teen clubs are also included. Okay, let's chat about what costs extra so that these costs don't sneak up on you, right? The last thing you want is to be getting off the ship on your last day and you see you have this massive bill at the end. Ain't nobody got time for that. So let's talk about it. Drinks. Soda, alcoholic beverages, mocktails, bottled water, those are all going to cost you extra. You can get a drink package where those are all included in it, but this is not included in the base fare of your cruise. You either need to pay a la carte for those individually, or you need to buy a drink package where all of the drinks are going to be included that way. Specialty dining. These are things like the sushi places on board, Italian places, steakhouses, any kind of different specialty dining they may have on board. These are going to be extra that you're going to pay for. If you want to get yourself some salon and spa treatments, those are all going to be extra as well. Shore excursions, of course, are going to be an extra fee, and this can really vary based on what you want to do. If you're just looking to have a transport take you to have a beach day, those are usually going to be a little bit inexpensive. But if you're looking to stay at like a beach day where it's more all-inclusive, maybe you want a private tuk-tuk tour, you want to ride ATVs, swim with dolphins, maybe go on a cultural tour where you see the pyramids, things like that can really vary. That's all going to be in your cruise line app, and you're going to be able to see how much it costs per person. Wi-Fi is also a separate charge that is not included unless, of course, like I said before, you upgrade to a package. There's also arcade and specialty activities where you can pay extra also. So for the arcade, for example, on Royal Caribbean, you would just use your SeaPass card to play the different games. There's also laser tag you can pay for. Sometimes cruise lines have an escape room, which is also an extra charge. The casinos, of course, are going to be an extra charge as well. If you want to do laundry on board, that is an extra charge. And then lastly, gratuities are also an extra charge. Now, these are automatically going to be charged to your account. They're typically anywhere from like $17 to $22 per person per day. And yes, it does apply to children as well. These are automatically charged. Now, you do have the option if you want to pay these before you cruise, you want to pay them with your final payment, or you can pay them at the end of your cruise. And this money goes towards the crew who are taking great care of you all throughout your trip to make sure that you have a fantastic cruise. The second big question I get a lot is, what should I pack for a cruise? Now, this, of course, is going to depend on where you're cruising to. Are you going to a warm climate like the Caribbean, or are you going to a little bit colder climate like Alaska or maybe Norway or Iceland? So what you pack is going to vary based on the climate, obviously, right? Let's start with the three main categories that you need to bring outfits for. You're going to need some casual outfits, outfits for dining, and then if you go on excursions. A lot of times when you're on the ship, if you're in a warm climate, you're going to be hanging out on the pool deck. So you really just need a couple swimsuits, maybe a swimsuit cover up, some shorts, some t-shirts, pair of flip-flops. Really keep it simple. I do recommend you bring at least 2 swimsuits because if one's wet, you have the second one to put on. Then you'll need like 1 pair of flip-flops or a pair of sandals. You really don't need to bring a pair of flip-flops for like every outfit. Really keep it simple. The flip-flops that you bring to wear with your swimsuit, try to have those be the same flip-flops that you wear for your casual outfit, or even have them be a nice color that you can also wear into the dining room, like a pair of black flip-flops or black sandals. For dinner, it really depends on where you want to eat for what you want to wear. If you just want to keep wearing those casual outfits, you're going to want to eat in the buffet, some of those casual dining, snack shack options, the pizza place, things like that. But if you want to eat in the main dining room, this is where you do need to consider your outfit a little bit more because you're not supposed to wear swimsuits or too casual outfits when you go there. They really prefer you to wear like nice pants or slacks, a nice shirt or dress, things like that. If you want to go to formal nights, those nice pants, nice dress shirt, dress, you can wear that as well. Or if you do want to pack a little extra, then you could bring a fancier dress or a suit, but that's really not needed. And I don't recommend it, especially on your first cruise, unless you want to go really fancy. For excursions, really depends on where you're going. If you plan to do a lot of walking, it's nice to have a pair of tennis shoes with you. It could get a little bit chillier out depending on what you're doing, so you might want a sweatshirt or a lightweight jacket. But if you're just headed to the beach, seriously, just wear those casual clothes, wear your swimsuit, wear your flip-flops, and you're going to be good to go. Now, if you're traveling to a colder climate, you got to think a little bit differently. You're going to want your tennis shoes, probably need to bring a couple pair of pants, some long sleeve shirts, 1 or 2 sweatshirts. If it's going to be rainy where you're going, you also want to pack an umbrella. Okay. That's it for clothing. Let's talk toiletries, because some people seriously bring their entire bathroom and you really do not need to bring that much stuff. We're keeping it simple. It's our first cruise, so we're really going to scale it back and keep it simple with what we're bringing. You're going to need your toothbrush, a toothpaste, sunscreen, and aloe, just in case you get a sunburn, but hopefully you won't. You want to bring medications. I definitely recommend bringing something for seasickness, just in case, even if you think you don't get seasick, if you've never been on a cruise, it's important to bring that just in case, because you just never know. And that same seasickness pills, also known as motion sickness pills, can be good if you go on an excursion in a bus or anything like that, and you get a little bit of the motion sickness from that. You also could bring like Tums, pain reliever. If you wear contacts, you want to bring obviously your contact solutions, glasses, sunglasses. Those are all very important to bring as well. Shampoo and conditioner is optional. They do have shampoo on board in the bathroom for you. Bring a hairbrush, hair ties, or a comb. You don't need to bring a hair dryer because those are available for you in the room. Extra things you might want to bring is a phone charger. I do recommend this because even if you choose not to get Wi-Fi, if you're going to be taking photos with your phone, you'll want to keep your phone topped off. You can also bring a small backpack or like a crossbody bag for when you go on excursions. This can be helpful if you need to bring anything like your passports with you, water bottle, your sunscreen, towels. You can also put these in a beach bag. Of course, you're going to need to bring some essential documents, and you're going to want to keep some of these on your person, like your passport, your photo ID, your birth certificate. It really depends on where you're traveling with what documents you need to bring. I recommend you cruise with a credit card, not a debit card, for security purposes. Have a credit card that you're okay bringing with you. Always have a little bit of cash with you in case there's anything small that you want to purchase in port and you don't want to use your credit card. Or if you want to do any extra tipping, like if you drop your luggage off with the porter, or you have private excursions or transfers or anything like that, and you want to give people a little extra tip for helping you out, it's good to have some small bills with you as well. The third question I hear a lot is, how does the daily schedule work on a cruise? There are tons of activities throughout the day that you can go to on a cruise. Even when there are port days and a lot of people are off the ship, there's a lot of activities happening on the ship also. So you can choose to go to as many as you want or go to none at all. So if you're wondering, well, how does that work? How do I go to these different activities? Do I need to RSVP to them? Do I have to show up really early to make sure that I get a seat? Like, what are the ins and outs of how these activities work? This is a great question. So one of the things that you're going to get on some cruise lines is a daily planner printed off and left in your cabin at night to let you know all of the activities for the next day. Some cruise lines decided that they want to go more green. They don't want to print those out for every cabin. So you're going to find that information in the cruise lines app. But the information is going to be the same. It's going to break down for you all of the activities that's going on the next day. We're talking everything from first thing when you wake up to before you go to bed. And it's going to be anything from trivia that's happening, belly flop contests, art auctions, live music, Broadway shows. It'll tell you when the dining is open, when any of those casual snack shack options are open, when the bars are open. All of that information is going to be available for you in the daily planner. There is seriously something for everyone. If you want to participate in that belly flop contest, or you want to learn how to make towel animals, or you want to go to that Frank Sinatra show, do you, baby. If you want to do nothing at all, that's okay too. Now, for some of the cruise ships, it does let you know if you need to reserve any of these activities in advance. For example, on Royal Caribbean's Oasis class ship, some of the activities like the Aqua Show, you do need to reserve in advance. If you don't reserve them, that's okay. There's a show you want to go to, you just show up and you're going to be in the standby line. And then about 10 minutes before the show starts, they'll let you in. If there's any extra seats, you can go ahead and find one and enjoy the show. For other cruise lines, they just let you show up and you just grab a seat if they're open. There's no reservations required. The fourth question I get a lot is, what is the best way to choose shore excursions? Now, if you are a brand new cruiser, the first thing that I recommend is that you always book excursions directly through the cruise line. So let me walk you through here, booking excursions through Celebrity as an example. You're going to be able to book these excursions directly through the app or through the website. And it's going to show you by port the different excursions that they have. You're going to be able to see if they're easy excursions, if it's moderate, if they're strenuous. Is it a cultural excursion? Is it a beach day? Is it going to be like a food walking tour? And then you can decide which ones work best for you. Each port is always going to have loads of options available. I do recommend that you do try to book in advance because some of the popular ones do go very fast and you don't want to miss out. The key thing to know is when you go to book your excursions, you do need to pay in full right then when you book them. But the great thing is a lot of the cruise lines have very flexible cancellation policies. So as long as you cancel a few days before the cruise, it does give you a full refund, but you'll want to check the terms and conditions before you book for that cruise line if you're considering canceling. The fifth big question that I get is, how do tips and gratuities work on the cruise? Do I need to pay anything extra outside of those? So tipping policies can be very confusing for first-time cruisers, and I completely get it because you hear things like, oh, there's going to be gratuities automatically charged. Oh, you need to tip all of these extra people. Oh, you don't need to do gratuities. You don't need to tip. And it can just be very, very confusing. So I'm going to break it down for you as simple as I possibly can to help you understand the tipping culture with cruising. When you're cruising from the US, you're automatically going to be charged gratuities. This is a separate fee from your cruise fare. It could be anywhere from like $16 to $22+ per person per day. Children do get charged as well. It depends on the cabin type that you get. So if you're in a regular balcony cabin, your gratuities are typically going to be less than if you're in a suite. Those gratuities go to your cabin steward, the dining staff who wait on you, and all of the people behind the scenes who are really working hard. And you do have the choice to pay those gratuities with your final payment with the cruise fare to pay them early, or you can pay them at the end of your cruise, whatever works best for you. But again, those are automatically charged by the cruise line. You do have the option if you want to tip extra outside of those things. So if you're dropping off your bags with the porter before you board the ship, you may want to choose to tip him per bag. If you're, say, taking a transfer or an Uber, you might want to tip your Uber driver. If you have an excursion, you may want to tip the people who are taking you on an excursion and showing you a great time. Those are all places where you may choose that you want to bring some extra bills on hand to tip these people. Or maybe your cabin steward goes above and beyond and he's treating you so well, he's giving you extra pillows, extra ice, things like that. Or your dining staff has really made your experience so wonderful in the dining room and you want to tip them extra. Those are all areas where you are welcome to tip more if you want. The crew really appreciates it. Now, you will want to watch out and be aware of built-in tips. So if you choose to get like a soda or a drink, those are going to have an automatic gratuity built in already, and it could be like 18 to 20%. So if you look at the receipt, say if you order a Coke Zero, it'll tell you, okay, your Coke Zero was $3.50, and then you have your 18% gratuity, and here's your final cost. But it will give you a line if you want to add an extra tip. So it's up to you if you choose that you want to tip any more than the 18 to 20%, but it will be on that receipt that you've automatically tipped that price already. This is the same if you choose to do any spa treatments, specialty dining, anything like that. A lot of times those do have that automatic gratuity in it. But of course, you're welcome to tip extra if you want to. Of course, tipping culture is a hot topic, and you are going to get tons of different views and comments from people that are wildly different. I always say, do what feels comfortable to you. It's great if you want to tip extra to take care of the people who are taking care of you. But if all you can do is the gratuities that are automatically charged each day, that's okay too. Do you. Do what's comfortable for you, and you're going to have a great cruise. Those are the top 5 questions that I get asked all the time from cruisers. Let me know what other questions you have about cruising. I hope this helps. I'll catch you on the next cruise.